Hey guys, it is Johann and welcome back to another live free training session. Today we've got 41 people on Clubhouse and we are going to be uploading this onto Spotify and YouTube as well. So if you are seeing this on YouTube, please subscribe, like and share this content with some family and friends, because all I'm trying to do, guys, is build a large community full of positive people. So today's training is around a particular subject called being more interested than interesting. But before we get started, I really want to give credit to the person that I learned this concept from. And his name is David Meltzer. And if you could do me a favor, follow him on Instagram, TikTok, Google his name, learn his stuff. I implemented so many strategies from this gentleman 24 months ago when I started first watching him and studying him. And I was lucky enough to meet him last year in one of his TV premieres in the USA, which is absolutely amazing as well. So David, if you are listening to this or watching this, thank you again for inspiring us, for making us better, making us a better person, as well, and for helping me change and improve my life. So what is the difference between being interested and interesting? Just to keep it simple, I think a lot of people live an interesting life. And what that means basically is that people try to live a life where they want to impress others, they live an unhealthy life of ego, and everything they do in life is not for them, but for other people. And it's not coming from a place of service. It's coming from a place trying to maybe show off or impress. And I experienced this myself, my friends. I remember about before I started implementing these strategies, everyone I would meet, talk to, one-on-one conversations, it was all about me. And basically what I noticed that throughout the years, the circle of friends and business people that I dealt with were becoming quite annoyed from me, because everything I did and talked about was about me. And I did it from a place where I was lacking a lot of confidence as well, and there was a lot of unhealthy ego attached. But then by changing the way I speak and think, it has changed my life for the better. My career, my health, my well-being, my mental health has improved, my relationships with family and friends and my wife has improved, and more importantly, the way I live is completely different as well now. I enjoy my career, my finances have well improved. And the reason why is when you live a life of trying to be more interested than interesting, you come from a place of service. And more importantly, I believe you transform to a person who knows it all, to a person who wants to study and learn. And I think that is the biggest takeaway throughout this training session you're going to learn. If you want to live a fulfilling life, be more interested. It will definitely make you more productive, happy, and accessible as well. I hope that simple contents makes sense as well. And one of the key tools that I've installed in my life is to always ask more questions versus answering questions. So really be interested in that concept. Ask more questions. Don't be the person always answering as well. And I'm going to share with you the things that I've done in my life that has helped me. And then I hope that you can implement these strategies within your life. So again, just to break it down, if you want to live a life where you want to live a life of being interested, try to ask more questions and kind of become laser focused in what you're doing. Don't do things that are just to get a fancy title or a fancy pay or anything like that. Do things that you truly care about. And even if you're not passionate about something, you can always learn to be passionate about the work, but you must study it. And I'm going to give you 5 examples of living a interesting versus interested life. And then you should get the concept about why you should want to live a life of being more interested than interesting. So from a career point of view, I meet a lot of people, and I'm sure you have too, guys, where they attach their soul and the way they perform, the way they live, based on the title that they have. And, you know, as you get to know these people, you tend to find that, you know, they're trying to always be interesting, right? So they keep talking about what they do, the achievements that they've achieved. And this is all great. But when we're really communicating with people, we want to find a common connection with that person. And I prefer to talk to people who are very transparent, open, who will share their setbacks and failures, and then also the solutions that they've implemented in their life as well. So going back to the career concept, I remember that when I started to get into sales, it was all about the pay. Nothing wrong with that. But then I started chasing titles. So all I would do is keep changing jobs every couple of years for more money, but more importantly, I was chasing titles. And I wasn't chasing titles for myself. It was honestly so other people that I meet would think, wow, this guy must be talented, he must be special, all this kind of stuff. And in the last couple of years, I started to realize I was actually chasing the wrong thing. So instead of, I guess, doing what I do to impress other people, I actually changed my whole philosophy on work, where the more business I bring on, I can employ more people. The more business I bring on, I can actually be of service. The more people the more work I get and the more things I do in sales, again, the more my community will benefit. And then that's when everything completely changed in the career front. More opportunities came, more people wanted to network with me as well. And more importantly, I actually felt a lot more confident within myself. So rather than doing things to impress people, I started doing things for me. And then on top of that too, the relationship between my wife and I totally improved, because I was always focused about having a fancy title and about making a lot of money. And guys, I honestly thought that the more money I would make, the more that my wife would love me. I thought she was really impressed by that. But believe it or not, even though we've done quite well and all that kind of stuff, my wife doesn't find that attractive or finds it as a point of, this guy's so special. The reason why she loves me is because I'm interested in her. I'm interested in what she wants to do for a living. I'm interested in her life. I'm interested in her culture. And I'm also interested in who she is as a person. And that is how you build a relationship and true love. Not by doing things and getting things just to impress that person in your life as well. And as soon as I became a person who asked more questions to my wife, our relationship improved as well. And, you know, over the last 4 years, it's been absolutely amazing that our relationship's going well. But the last 2 years has been absolutely amazing, because all we do is we ask questions to each other to ensure that we really love and understand each other's life. On a financial level, guys, as well, I used to accumulate wealth just to impress people. So when people would meet me, they say, hey, Johann, you know, like, what do you do? And all this kind of stuff. And I would straight away jump to, oh, you know, I paid off my house and I've done this and I've got the Mercedes and, you know, everything is so good and life is all great. But really inside, guys, I wasn't really happy with myself as well. And once again, I had to change that. So everything I do on the financial level, guys, is not for me. So I've got a particular goal I want to achieve. And what I've done is I've doubled it. And then now the next plan is, once we reach this big milestone, we're going to sell half our assets and help our community. No problem there. And it's got nothing to do with about getting accolades or recognition. It's all about doing it from the heart, so I can truly help people who need help. That's what we're doing it for. And I really can't wait to get to that level as quick as possible. So I need your help, guys, to build on that too, which is awesome, right? The other thing as well is, when you live a life of being more interested than interesting, your life will completely change in terms of self-love. And when you start doing things because you want to do it for yourself to help others, that is much a better way than living, I guess, in a way to impress other people. So guys, I really hope that really makes sense. And just before we switch off, I've shared this story once, but I'll do it too again. So basically, when I learnt this concept, it became relevant at the perfect time. So I don't know if you guys know, my father passed away, and it was at a time when I was studying an MBA and I had a full-time job, and I was looking after my mum as well. And I'm also married too. So a lot of, I guess, commitments and responsibilities. And, I think before, because I was living a life of trying to be interesting, what would happen is that as soon as a lot of challenges happened in life, I'd just give up because I truly wasn't doing it for anything else except myself, right? And when my dad was passing away, or in that process as well, I had an opportunity to stop doing my MBA, and my lecturer said, "Would you like to stop?" And I basically said, "No, I want to keep going." And she said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I want to keep going 100%." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Because if I learn some more skills, I'm going to be able to get more business. And then more importantly, I'm going to be able to employ more people at the business I'm working with. And more importantly, again, keep these guys in job security." That's why I really work, guys, to keep more people in work as well. So that was number one. Number two is, my fitness, rather than decreasing, it started to increase as well. So I became really interested in my health. And I learned the lessons that what my dad was going through. My dad lived a very unhealthy lifestyle. So rather than being an interesting person and just kept talking about what I'm feeling, I doubled down and worked on my health. I've become a lot more fitter. I can run 40, 60 kilometers a week. I train 6 days a week and I'm not really tired at all. And more importantly, again, I feel a lot more younger at 38 than I did when I was in my mid-20s as well. On a financial level, I started to realize that, yes, I've always been, I guess, gifted with abundance in terms of making money. And now I really have to be interested in building long-term generational wealth, not just for myself, but for my family and my community as well. Like I said, I do have a big goal where I want to donate half my wealth eventually in the next 10 years to a particular community. So even I had all these challenges going on, because I was living a life of being more interested and on a serving level purpose, I was able to get through. And even when he passed, I wasn't caught up in chaos. I was caught up on focus, because I started living life for others. And I did get a bit choky, guys, because it is a very, I guess, emotional subject. And it also gives me fuel in the fire and why I always want to do better in life as well. So that's all we are doing for today's training session, guys. And I really hope you got to learn something from this as well. And thank you guys very much for the support as well. There's a lot of bad crap and bad news and bad negativity out there. But guys, keep positive, keep optimistic. I'm telling you, there's faith, there is hope. And what I've achieved in my life has been absolutely amazing. And the only way I've been able to get help is to ask for help from some amazing people as well. So guys, again, thank you very much for the support. God bless, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Have an amazing weekend. And if you need anything, please reach out. Always happy to be of service and help. God bless, take care, and speak next week. Bye.